Hi, good evening friends. In this video, I am going to tell you about some policies that have been undertaken by the government of India, particularly since 2014, that have helped people to grow, that have helped the government of India to bring people from below poverty line to above poverty line, and that have helped to grow Indian economy, Indian infrastructure, Indian science, Indian technology, Indian research, Indian development, all these things. Okay, but here it is not possible to tell you all the policies and programs that have been undertaken. These are, I am talking about the domestic policies, okay, not foreign policies. Domestic policies that have been taken by Narendra Modi government in last 10 years. Okay. See, let me begin. After winning 2/3 majority of seats in the 2020 or 2014 general elections, the BJP selected Narendra Modi as the 15th Prime Minister of India. The Prime Minister, immediately after taking an oath of office, undertook several policies and decisions to bring about national growth and development and make people prosperous and dignified. Here, I am going to tell you some programs and policies that have impacted upon the lives of people in India. First thing I would like to say about Beti Bachao, Beti Padhao. Why it is important? Because if the 50% population in the world in India are not brought in the mainstream of development works, India's development can never be sustainable, can never be holistic. From that particular point of view, from that thought. Otherwise, another thing was that because the sex ratio in India is abysmally low, because India is having 927 girls per 1000 boys. So there are some states like Haryana, like Punjab, and even in Delhi it is lower than 950 girls for 1000 boys. So this is a pathetic scenario because girls are killed in their mother's womb. That is why government of India, led by Narendra Modi, took up the initiative or policy of Beti Bachao, Beti Padhao. Beti Bachao means save girl child, and Beti Padhao means teach girls. Okay, so let us begin with the empowerment of women and girls. If a girl child cannot take birth and see the light of the sun, how can she participate in national development? Hence, for ensuring the safe birth of every girl child, PM Modi gave utmost importance. He was determined that every fetus must see the light of the sun. As per his indication in his maiden speech from the Red Fort, he launched the Beti Bachao, Beti Padhao on 22nd January 2015 to address the declining sex ratio in India. The key elements of the scheme indicate the enforcement of PC and PNDT, okay, preconception and postnatal prenatal diagnostic techniques act okay, 1994. It was there. It has been enacted in 1994, but it was not implementing properly. So the government of India thought that PCPNDT will be implemented very properly and strictly to prevent girl child death in their mother's womb. Okay, so nationwide awareness and advocacy campaign and multi-sectoral action, girls safe birth in hospitals, nutrition and education were given one of the topmost priorities by our Honorable Prime Minister. As a result of his initiative action, the sex ratio at birth for children has risen from 919 in 2015-2016 to 929 in 1929 to 21. Okay, but it is also not praiseworthy, and it is also not expected. We need 50%, 50-50. Okay, boys and girls should be both 50 and 50. For that reason, that some men still, some families still force the women to abort their fetus if the fetus is a girl, okay, of a girl. So that is very pathetic, and that impacts upon the health of women also. So this thing should be totally abolished from Indian soil, okay, except cases of physical problem of mother and child, okay. Next, Pradhan Mantri Ujjwala Jojana. Our Honorable Prime Minister have said that if women cook in the traditional fuel, with traditional fuels, that is with wood or coke, then what would happen? Women's health will be in jeopardy. So to safeguard women's health, to improve women's health, he brought this policy of Pradhan Mantri Ujjwala Jojana, okay. So empowerment of women is another topmost priority of Narendra Modi. The Prime Minister experienced that women in most of the rural areas use traditional cooking fuels such as firewood, coal, cow dung cakes, etc. So usage of these traditional cooking fuels had detrimental impacts on the health of women who carry us, who nourish us, and who make us what we are today. We people are where from have we come? We have come from our mother's home. So if our mothers are not happy, if our mothers are not healthy, if our mothers are not prosperous, then what is the benefit of being son? What is the benefit, or what is the utility of being a son? So every son has a duty, every Indian son has a duty towards their sisters and mothers, okay. So you see that and daughters also, definitely. And you see, therefore the introduction, he introduced the Pradhan Mantri Ujjwala Jojana in the next year, that is in 2016, as a flagship scheme to make clean cooking fuel such as LPG, means light petroleum gas, free of cost to rural and deprived households, okay. The release of 8 crore LPG connections under the scheme has also helped in increasing the LPG coverage from 62% on 1st May 2016, the day of launch, to 99.8% as of April 2021. You see the improvement, you see the scenario change that has been brought by our Honorable Prime Minister and the government, definitely India government. So people in the world should know, people throughout from the world should understand how India is progressing, what are the foundations, are the basis of India's present development and present growth, okay. Next, Dhan Yojana. This is also another very important program. Narendra Modi realized the urgency of bank accounts for all students, farmers and other adult citizens, including women of India, for their economic empowerment. We talk about women's economic empowerment, but we do not provide them to make zero balance account. So that was the problem. That was the problem. People, I mean, earlier governments told many things, but they did not implement. But the uniqueness of our Prime Minister is that what he says, he does also. So that is why people of India, people from the world love him and respect him, okay. So what did he do? Hence, Pradhan Mantri Dhan Yojana was launched in 2014 by the Honorable Prime Minister. Under the scheme, the country has witnessed significant progress in financial inclusion in recent years at Padhao. As per the latest National Family Health Survey, the population covered with bank accounts increased from 53% in 2015. So in 2015, what was the percentage of bank account? Bank account percentage of Indian people was 53%, but it has increased to 78% in 1919 to 21, and it has been developed more. It has it has crossed more than 85%, because all the students at present in India, both boys and girls, are having bank account, okay. So this is the and zero balance account. This is a great initiative taken by the government of India. So this scheme created an unprecedented response from the citizens. Earlier, bank officials were unwilling to open bank accounts for the poor and marginal people, but it was Modi who told the banks to do so. As a result of such a government scheme, within a matter of months, the scheme was radically transformed the lives and future of millions of Indians. Okay. So in just over years, 19.72 crore bank accounts were opened. Can one imagine? Can one imagine that this can happen in India through a policy implementation and policy formulation? Same. 19.72 crore bank accounts were opened. Okay, and 16.8 crore RuPay cards have been issued so far. It is the statistics of last year in 2023. Okay, so not only that, there have been deposits of worth 28,699.65 crore rupees in different banks in India. You just imagine what was the savings rate of additional savings rate of Indian people in India as of 2022. 46.25 crore bank accounts have been opened. As of 2022, 46.25 crore bank accounts have been opened, with 56% belonging to women. Just imagine, you see the results. Okay, and 67% opening in rural and semi-urban areas, amounting to rupees 1,73,954 crore. It came out in a journal article in Jojana. It came in May 2023, page number 66. Okay, so the Prime Minister has described the digital payment ecosystem to the G20 finance ministers as a free public good that has radically transformed governance, financial inclusion, and ease of living in India. The digital infrastructure is seen as a set of rail tracks laid by the government, on top of which innovation can happen at a low cost. Right. Next, another important scheme taken by the government of India, that is Make in India scheme. This is completely new scheme, Make in India scheme. Okay. So the Make in India is a flagship program of the government of India that aspires to facilitate investment, foster innovation, enhance skill development, and build best-in-class manufacturing infrastructure. Okay, so this initiative was taken up by the dynamic leadership of our Honorable Prime Minister in September 2024, when he came in power. Maybe in May or June, he took an oath, but in the month of September, within few months, he initiated this Make in India scheme. So PM Modi realized that India does not lack entrepreneurial energy, but the energy was not exploited earlier. Therefore, after assuming office, Narendra Modi dedicated to harness the energy of our youths, and he wished to make India a nation of job givers, not job seekers. Not job seekers. India wants to become a country of job givers. Okay, so the Make of India project recognizes that ease of doing business as the single most important factor to promote entrepreneurship. Indian people found a complete change in the government's mindset. This shift was such that the Prime Minister himself declared the tenet of minimum government and maximum governance. Okay, due to this initiative, Make in India scheme, various sectors have opened up for foreign direct investments, such as defense, manufacturing, railways, space, single branded retail, etc. So to quicken the start of the business and investment, the government has introduced ease of doing business, under which regulatory policies have been relaxed to facilitate more investments. India's ease of doing business scheme ranked 130th by the World Bank. Today, unnecessary complaints have been removed and a lot of permissions have been obtained online. So this is the facility that have facilitated or that have inspired foreign direct investors to invest more money in India to gain more profit. Okay, because Indian labor is very cheap comparatively, and India has a pool of labor force, and Indian people are educated, Indian people are computer literate, Indian people are English speakers, English speaking people. Indian people are having many entrepreneurship skills, managerial skills already. So that is, and Indian people are curious to learn, curious to know, and ultimately they are very obedient. They are very obedient to the rules and regulations of an organization. Okay, so but they should be handled with care. That should be also kept in mind, that they should be handled with care. Okay, to quicken the start of business and investment, the government has introduced ease of doing business that has helped a lot. Okay, so the Make of India scheme focuses on key sectors like semiconductors to achieve India's vision of an Aatmanirbhar Bharat. India has a vision to become an Aatmanirbhar Bharat, that is a self-reliant India. Because at present India is not the manufacturing hub, rather China is the manufacturing hub of the world. But if India wants to give or provide more jobs to the poor people, more jobs to the rural youths, then India need to develop entrepreneurship skills of people. India needs to introduce more business, more trades, and more works, that untraditional works that will help our youths to become self-independent. Okay, so this is also very much necessary in today's India, because India's population is huge, 1.45 billion. So it is the highest populated country in the world, and these youth, so many youths are there. More than 65 crores are youths. So these youths, these people who are below the age of 35, so they need to be given scope and opportunity to flourish, to grow, and to develop themselves. Okay, so production linked scheme, that is PLI, gives a huge boost to localized manufacturing in India. The project has encouraged Indian entrepreneurs, and consequently India's export of toys registered tremendous growth, that is 636% growth of export of Indian toys in April to August 2022 over the same period in 2013. So recently Sanchari Ghosh wrote an article in Mint, and she pointed out that Russian President Vladimir Putin praised our Prime Minister Narendra Modi's promotion of Make in India program. So in his address at the 8th Eastern Economic Forum, EEF, Mr. Putin said, we quote, we did not have domestically made cars then, but we do not. It is true that they look more modest than Mercedes or Audi cars, which we bought in vast amounts in the 1990s. But this is not an issue. I think that we should emulate many of our partners for India. For example, India, they are focused on the manufacture and use of India-made vehicles. Okay, so this is good for India. Besides, India and Russia is having good friendship, particularly more specifically Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi is having very cordial relationship with Russian President Vladimir Putin. Okay, so next, tough stand against corruption. The government of India has taken very tough stand against corruption. The Prime Minister of India declared a war against corruption immediately after coming to power. The Mantri of India called for the zero tolerance against corruption. In his speech at Vigyan Bhavan in New Delhi in 2022, he said the corrupt should not escape at any cost, and they should not get political or social protection. Okay, so again, while he attended the Golden Jubilee celebration of the Central Bureau of Investigation, that is CBI, in April 2023. He reiterated that there is no dearth of political will in the government to fight against corruption. Addressing the CBI officers, police officers and other senior officers, the Prime Minister said, corruption is not a common crime. It takes away the rights of the poor and gives birth to many crimes. It is the biggest obstacle in the way of democracy and justice. The responsibility of the CBI is to free the country from corruption. The people understand his tough stand when he said that the corrupt should not escape at any cost and they should not get political or social protection. But unfortunately, still many corrupt people are getting are doing corruption, and they are getting patronage, they are getting assistance, and they are getting protection from respective state governments and various other governments and various other influential people, which is very bad. I say that neither political parties nor any leader nor any other government official nor bureaucrat nor judiciary nor police should support and enthuse and encourage corruption, because how the government is an abstract idea. Government's machinery, okay, implementing machines are people, are administration, okay, bureaucracy, police, legal system. So they should also work in tandem to control corruption. Otherwise it is not possible to control corruption, and people should read more ethics so that people do not become ethical, and people should avoid doing any corrupt practices. Okay, so he further warned, Prime Minister further warned, quote, no matter how powerful the corrupt may be, they should not be saved under any circumstances. No corrupt person should get political and social support. Every corrupt person must be put in the dock by society, unquote. Next, electricity for all. He understood that without electricity, how India will grow. Because production is necessary, manufacturing is necessary, and work must continue. That is why electricity is the cornerstone. Electricity is very vital, is very much necessary for production system, to continue production system or keep on production system. Okay, that is why he gave emphasis on electricity also. So in his independence speech in 2015, Prime Minister Narendra Modi announced that all remaining villages shall be electrified within 1000 days. As a result, rural electrification was held at a rapid speed. In April 2018, the central government declared that all villages in India are electrified. The Times of India in an article reported, quote, the goal was reached 4 years after Narendra Modi-led government launched the Deendayal Upadhyaya Gram Jyoti Jojana in 2014 for electrification of all unelectrified villages as per census 2011. Okay, in October 2017, the government launched Pradhan Mantri Sahaj Bijli Ghar Jojana and Saubhagya for electrification of the remaining households. Under the scheme, the central government provides 60% of the project finance to the states. As a result, a total of 18,374 villages were electrified under DDU-GY, and a total of 2.86 crore households were electrified under the aegis of Saubhagya scheme. Right. Next, Namami Gange. Indian government gives importance and worships our rivers, particularly our river of Ganga, and that is why Namami Gange project was initiated by our government led by Narendra Modi. The Prime Minister was elected from Varanasi constituency, which is situated on the bank of river Ganga in Uttar Pradesh. With a view to giving tribute to Ma Ganga, the government launched an integrated Ganga conservation mission called Namami Gange to arrest the pollution of Ganga river and revive it. The river Ganga is important not only for its cultural and spiritual significance, but also because it hosts more than 40% of country's population. Recognizing the multi-sectoral, multi-dimensional and multi-stakeholder nature of Ganga rejuvenation challenge, efforts have been made to improve interministerial and center-state coordination with increased involvement in the preparation of action plans and increased monitoring at central and state levels. The Namami Ganga or worship of Ganga river scheme seeks to manage industrial pollution. Hence, efforts have been initiated to improve compliance through better enforcement. Grossly polluting industries located along the Ganga was told to reduce the effluent quality and volume or implement zero liquid discharge. The government through this scheme seeks to do some things such as biodiversity conservation, afforestation and water quality monitoring. Programs for the conservation of key iconic species such as golden mahashir, dolphins, gharials, turtles, otters, etc. have been already initiated. Recently, we have found that a shift in emphasis of the Union government's flagship Namami Gange program from improving the sanitation levels in the Ganga river towards conservation, tourism and providing economic livelihood. The government has made a comprehensive plan for developing tourism circuits along the Ganga in line with Arth Ganga, organic farming and cultural activities. Next, I will say about Connecting India program, because if there is no connection, if there is no interconnection between states and interstates, then how India will grow? That is why Government of India has given emphasis on connecting India. Connectivity is the lifeline of a society. The development of a country depends much on its communication system. The Government of India enhanced its road connectivity. As per the report Basic Road Statistics in India 2018 to 2019, India has a network of over 63,31,757 kilometers of road as of 31st March 2019, which is the second largest in the world. Okay, so the total road construction has increased to 63,32,752 kilometers from 2019 to from 15,797 kilometers in 2018 and has registered a growth of 1.9%. Under the Modi regime, numerous passenger-friendly amenities like Wi-Fi in railway stations, passenger helplines, security helplines, paperless stations, unreserved tickets, catering and CCTV cameras for the safety of passengers, particularly for women, have been launched. New railway tracks have also been set up. About 1,983 kilometers of railways have been commissioned and 1,375 kilometers of railway electrification have been completed in 2023, which is the highest ever performance. A total of 6 new pilgrim trains have been launched and the Katra line opened to travel to Vaishno Devi. India is also taking rapid strides in the shipping sector under the UDA government. The Sagarmala project seeks to ensure comprehensive port-led development through vibrant coastal communities. Rapid progress is happening in the civil aviation sector also. Okay, so these are the things the Government of India has taken to increase the growth and development of Indian people, and Government of India has taken some other policies and schemes like Sabka Sath, Sabka Vikaas, because government said that people should trust the government and they will, so that they can get more benefit from government, and the broad principles behind the reforms like Sabka Sath, Sabka Vikaas were creating public goods, adopting trust-based governance and co-partnering with the private sector for development and improving agricultural productivity, and this approach reflects a paradigm shift in the growth and development strategy of the government, with the emphasis shifted towards building partnership to reap the development benefits. India is now called a digital India. Digital system such as the goods and services tax system and e-way bill system have enabled finalization and formalization of business transactions. The number of GST taxpayers has increased from 70 lakh in 2017 to more than 1.4 crore in 2022. You see the increase of GST payers. So this indicates that expansion in formal businesses, and as a result the average monthly gross GST collection has increased from 0.9 lakh crore in 2018 to 1.49 lakh crore in 2023, and it has become more than that. It has crossed 1.7 lakh crore. Okay, now at present in 2024. So labor force participation rate has also increased. Growth is inclusive when it creates job, and job creation has already been more, and rural female labor force participation rate has also been increased from 19.7% in 2018 to 2019 to 27.7% in 2021, but it is not praiseworthy and it is not happy. It should be more. Health status of people has also improved, because maternal mortality ratio have become below 100 per 1 lakh live births by 2020. Infant mortality rate has also decreased to 34 per 1000 live births. This is a little bit good. And Ayushman Bharat Pradhan Mantri Arogya Jojana has been implemented, and it is the world's largest health insurance scheme that intends to minimize the medical expenses of the target beneficiaries. This is a very good scheme. The scheme provides health cover of 5 lakh rupees per family per year for secondary and tertiary care hospitalization to over 10.7 crore poor and vulnerable families. This is also very good. Educational attainment has also been increased as a result of government's policies. The importance of education for all cannot be overemphasized, as it is the foundation of every individual. Our former president Dr. A.P.J. Abdul Kalam once said that, quote, learning gives creativity, creativity leads to thinking, thinking leads to knowledge, and knowledge makes you great, unquote. With a view to building a knowledge society and scale India, the former education policy of 1986, modified in 1992, was not sufficient. Hence, a national education policy of 2020 was formulated, which is up-to-date, scientific and ambitious. It is the first education policy of the 21st century. The implementation process has already been started, and many states have already taken up or implemented this policy, but unfortunately some states have not yet implemented, which needs, I will request with folded hands to all the states including West Bengal that have not taken up this policy, because the students ultimately will be deprived, teachers will be deprived, and the students, communities as a whole will be deprived from the benefits of National Education Policy 2020. Okay, India's situation in doctors have been increased. A number of medical colleges in the country have been established, and the figure increased from 387 in 2014 to 648 in 2020. The number of MBBS seats has been increased from 51,348 to 96,077. So this is very important and very praiseworthy. The number of Indian Institutes of Technologies, IITs, and Indian Institute of Managements, IIMs, respectively stand at 23 and 20 in 2020 against 9 in 2014. You see the development, okay? And there were 723 universities in the country, which have increased to 1,113. Now, the total enrollment in higher education has increased to nearly 4.1 crore in the financial year 2021 from 3.9 crore in financial year 2020. Since 2015, there has been an increase of around 72 lakh enrollment. That is 21% increase. The female enrollment has increased from 1.9 crore in 2020 to 2 crore in 2021. So you see the improvement, you see the growth rate, you see the participation rate of women in our higher education and in education system. Skill India mission that has been taken by Government of India has revolutionized the life of Indian youths and Indian people as a whole. So this is the dream project of PM Modi. The Skill India mission focuses on skilling, reskilling and upscaling through the short-term training programs. Under the mission, the government, through more than 20 central ministries or departments, is implementing various skills and development schemes throughout the country. These include Deendayal Upadhyaya, Gramin Kaushal Yojana, Rural Self-Employment Training Institutes, Deendayal Antodaya Jojana, National Urban Livelihood Mission, etc. There are some other similar schemes such as Pradhan Mantri Kaushal Vikaas Yojana, that is very important, and Jan Shakti Yojana, JSS. As a result of these schemes, between 2017 and 2023, as of 5th January 2023, under the Pradhan Mantri Kaushal Vikaas Yojana 2.0, about 1.1 crore persons have been trained, including 83% certified, and about 21.4 lakh have placed under PMKVY 30 from 2021 to 2023. You see the growth rate, you see the development, you see the participation and employment opportunities our youths received from the schemes of Government of India. And 7.4 lakh persons have been trained, 66% certified, and 41,437 were placed. Not only training and skill development and reskilling, people have been provided employment, people have been provided job opportunities so that they can earn more, they can maintain their livelihood, they can participate in economic activities of the country, and so that they can take part in growth of our country. India dreams of being a manufacturing hub and skill capital of the world. For this purpose, India has set up National Skill Development Corporation, NSDC, which aims to create a network of institutions across India. Collaborations and networkings have made with 11 countries in the world, including Japan, industrially developed country, Japan, Germany, China, Denmark, and the United Kingdom, in the fields of skill development and vocational educational training. But unfortunately in West Bengal there is no vocational training, though there is a provision of vocational training from the from class 6 in the National Education Policy 2020, but the government of West Bengal has not accepted the policy, and our students, though are not meritorious, though are not attentive, those who are not regular, they could take part in vocational education, and vocational education is very important in 21st century Indian economy. Okay, so there are many other schemes and policies that have been formulated to improve the ease and comfort of people, assist economic generation, and increase the productivity of food and agricultural products. Efficient management of COVID-19, India managed COVID-19 very efficiently, and that have been praised by almost all the leaders, global leaders, okay, whereas Brazil could not do so, whereas United States of America could not do so, whereas UK could not do, France could not do, many developed countries, Germany could not do, many developed countries both in Europe and America could not do as did by our Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi. People actually, may some opposition leaders criticize the government and particularly Prime Minister Narendra Modi, but they are so unjudicious, those are so childish, that the statistics say that how childish complaints and how childish arguments they are submitting against our Honorable Prime Minister. So those things should not be done, particularly when our leaders from opposition parties go abroad and deliver lecture in international fora, and they should not they should not bad name our company, they should not defame the growth rate, and they should not defame the policies and programs of the government and government of India, because whatever criticize, whatever problems they have, they should say within the border of India, against the ruling party leaders, but they should not say all those things in the soil of other countries, because that only gives bad name, that only defames the country, that only creates a bad impact upon the people of that country and other countries, because people from across the world watch the videos and watch the speeches. So any negative word any negative word against a country creates many negative impacts in the minds of many thousands of people across the globe. So I will request all the opposition party leaders and even academicians to tell defamatory words and sentences and statistics and things that go against the development agenda and goes the ethics and what is the constitution of India, right? Yes, we have the freedom of we have the right to freedom of speech and expression. Yeah, definitely our constitution gives us the right, but at the same time there are some reasonable restrictions that have been mentioned in Article 14 also. That should also read, because we should not defame, we should not bad name, we should not criticize, we should not say bad things, we should not create enmity with other states. So these things should be kept in mind by our honorable political leaders, okay, and the section of our academic social scientists, those who are going and there are some Indian people who are sitting abroad are continuously making defamatory and negative announcements and negative statements, giving negative statements against the growth of India, and they are exploiting the name of India, which is very bad. I, being a patriotic Indian, I feel very bad and I feel very shocked, and I feel very shame also of them, because they are some are very good, some great persons, but they are telling defamatory words against India, which is not good, because India will not India ultimately will not forgive them, cannot forgive them and should not forgive them also, okay. So India is passing through the Amrit Kal, that is the next 25 years up to 2047, and India's dream is to ascend to new heights of prosperity for the people of India. The government of India realized the need to push up the growth of the economy. Quote, therefore, in 2016, the government of India launched the Start of India initiative to promote, transform and nurture the ecosystem and empower startups along with budding and aspiring entrepreneurs, unquote. So it is happy to note that within only 6 years, Indian startups raised from $25 billion in 2022 alone. India's unicorns companies are those that reach a value of $1 billion. Okay, so the unicorns are also flourishing in the fast-paced dynamic ecosystem while developing innovative solutions and generating large-scale employment. Until financial year 2016 to 2017, approximately 1 unicorn was being added every year. The government of India has taken several supporting policies, such as the Startup India Seed Fund Program scheme, that is SISFS, with an outlay of 945 crore rupees, and alternative investment funds, which in turn invest in a number of unicorns, has increased exponentially with an whopping 66%. Year-on-year growth in the number of additional unicorns being added every year. India now is the home to over 108 unicorns, which is the second largest unicorn nation in the world. So in the health sector, low cost pharma, and yes, in the health sector also, low cost pharma, Pradhan Mantri Bharatiya Janaushadhi Pariyojana, that is a great initiative for the welfare of the people. The Janaushadhi Kendras have increased 90-fold between 2014-15 and January 2023. Not only that, the PM-BJP medications cost 50 to 90% less than medicines available in the market, which saves around rupees 18,000 crore over the last 8 years. So I am delighted to learn that, quote, the world's largest health insurance program is Ayushman Bharat Pradhan Mantri Jan Arogya Yojana, where nearly 18 crore households have been given compensation. There are 26,000 empaneled hospitals in India, where 4.3 crore authorized hospital admissions have been taken place so far. The scheme helped the poor and middle class patients to have saved around rupees 1 crore in healthcare expenditure. Thousands of middle class people have transformed from renters to house owners throughout India. The home loans provided by the government is helping to all of them. Thousands of middle class people have transformed from renters to house owners now, and even the interest rate of some home loans have been dropped to 3.65%, and car loan interest rate has also been reduced to 3% between 2014 and 2022. As a result, you will see many cars are plying on the roads, right? Public vehicles and private vehicles have been increased a lot, and many over bridges, many bridges have been built, many new roads have been constructed. You will be glad to know that every day in India, around 32 kilometer roads are being constructed. I read it in 2023. So you see how India's infrastructure is building and growing at which pace. In the pace of growth of infrastructure is also very good. Okay, so Indian Internet of Things technologies have boomed in recent times under PM Modi. At present in India, 5G services were launched in October 2022. The country is estimated to have over 150 million 5G users by the end of 2024, a tiny fraction of the current 1.2 billion mobile phone users. According to one study, by 2035, 5G will enable $13.2 trillion of global users. The 5G network will bring about a wider proliferation of IoT-enabled devices in the days to come. It is estimated that by 2025, there will be approximately 27 billion collected IoT devices. Thus, it is found that in every socio-economic sector, Prime Minister Modi has proved his caliber to bring smiles to the faces of Indian people, because he knows that Indian development depends, actual development depends on the common people, depends on the unprivileged people, depends on the poor people. Such was the thought of our great saint Swami Vivekananda. Swami Vivekananda also said that the poor people, unprivileged people, the people from heart should come out and should participate in the development work of this great country. And our Honorable Prime Minister has also taken up this the dream of making India a developed nation, and he is just within his 3 terms he will be able to do some, and the next governments, if these India government stays in power, or whosoever may come in power, they will continue the development process which have been initiated by the existing government. And if India can become a $25 trillion economy, then it will be a matter of pride to all Indians when India will be a great nation, when India will be a developed nation, when India will be a nation of $25 to $30 trillion economy, when Indian people's GDP per capita income will be $20,000 US, then Indian people will be richer and will be at par in status and dignity with the people living in, average people living in Europe and America. And with these expectations and with these hope and with this final expectation from the people, from the government, from the bureaucrats, from the police, and from all sections of society, and particularly from the youth and students, I will expect that all people, all stakeholders should come together with one goal, that nation first. The nation first. We should give importance and emphasis on nation. National importance should be given first priority. The first priority should get our national development, or the development and growth of India. Okay, with these expectations, I would like to conclude here. Thank you for listening this long video for almost 50 minutes. So I bored all of you, and for that reason I can say only sorry. But at the same time, my intention was to give knowledge and impart awareness, and tell the things which is going on in India to my to the youths and my young students, so that they become aware, and they become encouraged, and they can take more active part in the development of our country. Okay, thank you. Today no more. Okay, thank you very much. Thank you once again. Thank you very much.